Friends, welcome to the channel. My name is Hako. I'm thinking of coming down with a cold because I woke up with a very sore throat, so I'm gonna keep this as short as I can just to save some power. So in this video we're gonna be talking about Ju Fufu. I have access to it on the creator beta servers. I'm not allowed to show footage yet, but I can talk about my findings and I can show you like footage from Ju Fufu that we have available in the game currently. And these findings and opinions are just from creator beta servers, so like they could change before she reaches the live servers properly. So I made a first impression video after I played Ju Fufu for like a day. Now I've played it for several days and like let's talk about if anything changed. Ju Fufu is an upcoming fire stun agent. She's quite a universal stunner because compared to Lighter she's not locked to a certain element. But she is however locked to a few classes. She's kinda locked to like Rupture teams, which is only Yixuan currently, and also Attacker agent if you want to use her additional ability. And her big things is that she's able to provide up to 50 crit damage, and 20% chain attack damage and 40% ultimate damage, which is kind of universal and kind of good. So I've had a lot of people asking like how strong is Ju Fufu? Well, if we just do a little bit like this, he is made to be a stunner for the support and for the attacker agents, yeah? Right now these are the agents that we have in the game, so we kind of have to look at it from a perspective of like which carries would she pair well with. She would pair well with Ellen, she would pair well with Evelyn. Both have very hard hitting chain attacks, especially Evelyn is like very chain attack focused. And in terms of strengths, she is strong. And paired up with Yixuan, she is Yixuan's best in slot teammate. She is around 25% stronger than Astra. If you take out Astra, you slap in Ju Fufu, your deadly assault scores will be roughly 20-25% better. And if you're looking to like really power up Yixuan, taking out Panjinhus, putting in Ju Fufu, and like running Yixuan, Ju Fufu, and Astra is gonna be Yixuan's best in slot team. So she is Yixuan's best teammate, but outside of Yixuan, she is nobody's really best in slot teammate. For Evelyn, Lighter is better. Soldier Serambi, Trigger better. Ellen, Lighter better. Now with Soldier 11, Lighter wins out of Ju Fufu. But Ju Fufu comes in at the second place because they share the same element, and in my experience, Soldier 11 gets slightly higher scores running Ju Fufu than she does Trigger. Also, a lot of enemies that are like weak to fire, they are resistant to electric, and vice versa. So she is a good universal stunner, but quite frankly, for the cost that we have, there are like better in slot options. Sometimes she's the second best in slot, and sometimes she's the third best in slot. And mind you, this doesn't mean that Ju Fufu is bad, it's just that her kit is very much tailor-made for like working with Yixuan. 40% increased damage to an ultimate is insane, especially on a character that can do 2 ultimates. Also increasing the decibel limit by 1000 also very much helps out. Now, if your account is lacking Trigger and Lighter, she is a good pick to pick up, because as I said, she is universally good. And I don't think that Yixuan is gonna be like the only character we see that has 2 ultimates, so you know, maybe she'll get even better in the future. But right now, own personal opinion, all of the attack teams, they do feel better with either Lighter or Trigger. I do find that she surpasses Xingyi in a lot of ways, so if she's your only event stunner, you know, Ju Fufu is a decent upgrade to her. And she outperforms, you know, the standard banner stunners like Kolida and Lycon. Although in a Hugo team, I'm getting better results running Lycon than I am like slotting in Ju Fufu. But if you're lacking Lighter, Ju Fufu is a good second stunner to put in that team. Now, there was another issue raised with her engine that I did in the last video. Basically, in order to like get the full benefit of Ju Fufu's buffs, we need to reach 3400 attack. Attack is the main stat of her engine, and with it, it's easy to reach it and also still run Impact 6. Without it, like running any other stun engine, we kinda had to like slot in attack on disc 4, 5, and 6. And now I've tried her out on the Restrained, which is Lycon's engine, and I've also tried her out on Hellfire Gears, which works well on Ju Fufu, because when her dog is on field at all times, and sometimes Ju Fufu comes in, but it's brief moments, and for most of our combat, she is off-field and she can benefit of the energy regen. And with Hellfire Gears and Restrain, they're kinda equally good because the dog's attacks count as basic attacks. And with Hellfire Gears, we do get energies, we can do her EX special a lot more often, like they both have the merits. Like running those with attack 6, the results are very similar to her signature engine. The overall team scores I've been getting are around 3% better running her signature compared to attack 6 but restrained or hellfire gears. And now these are hellfire gears and restrained on refinement like 1. So if you're like me and have gotten those engines quite a bit, they're gonna be even closer. Now I will say that I really like Yufu. She's super fun. They've knocked it out of the park with her animations. She's absolutely adorable, and having the popcorn dog with me on the field, it honestly feels like a boon, and she's very sweet. But my job as a content creator, doing this, testing this out and bringing you the information, she is a luxury character. One of the more luxury ones that we have had. Now if you're just looking to skyrocket your Yixuan's power, she's a very good pick. And she can fit into any attack teams, just not as, necessarily the best in slot. But, not everybody is gonna, care too much about that. Some people are gonna pull because she's adorable. And as far as her Mindscapes go, these might change, these look exactly the same on the creator servers as they do right now on the live servers. And if we have a bit of a look at them, they pale a little bit in comparison to, Lighter's M1 and Trigger's M1, for example. So her M1, for example, we get 12% more crit rate, just so we can reach the King of the Summit threshold this year. We start off the combat with 100 might, which is nice, but when Yufu's chain attack hits an enemy, when the target is stunned, the target's stun damage multiplier increases by 35%, lasting for 30 seconds. Now this one is alright. One, it kind of means that we need to do her chain attack, in a string. There are going to be certain situations where we'd rather not. But if this is active, we need to do it in order to just apply it. Or if everything times perfectly, she will do it automatically when her popcorn bucket is ready. But a lot of time we're gonna have to do a chain attack just to make sure that this one is applied. That enemy will then take 35% more damage for 30 seconds, or the remainder of that stun window. Now Trigger, she has a similar one, but instead hers is applied at all times, and not only during a stun window. But her M1 is still kinda decent, it's her best Mindscape. And seeing the difference between Hellfire Gears and the Restraint and her own engine, I'd rather, go for the M1 rather than get her engine. And there are gonna be certain constellations where, she might fit in next to another stunner, say that you're running Soldier Zero Ambi, Trigger, and Yufu. That is not a bad team. Since she scales of attack, we need a certain amount of crit rate in order to trigger King of the Summit. And, we can also build some crit damage, she does pack an alright amount of punch. So she can kind of fill in as a little bit of a sub DPS as well, while also providing a decent chunk of buffs. But any team where, Lighter or Trigger is the best in slot stunner, it's gonna stay that way. And now hearing this, why would you maybe want to pull for Yufu? One, she's adorable. She is cute, she's very fun, they've knocked it out of the park with the animations. Having the dog with you, it is fun. And like I said, even if she's not the best in slot in a lot of teams, the second best in slot or a good, third slot in those teams is useful to have. Any attacker-led team, she's not a bad fit into any of them. And if you're lacking Trigger and Light, she's gonna be the best in slot stunner for all of your teams. And a very nice thing is her additional ability, which allows you to stockpile up to 1,000 more decibels, so it caps out at 4,000, and ultimate still costs 3,000. This makes it so you always have your ult up for a stun window, and that is very good. And she also gives you a refund of 300 decibels whenever you do an ultimate, which is also why she's cracked with Yixuan. Because Yixuan has 2 ults, one that goes off technique points, one that goes off decibels, but they both get refunded in decibels. So there has been stun windows with Yixuan where I've managed to get off 3 ultimates. And just because you are getting more decibels with Yufu on the team, you can be a little bit more slutty with your ultimates. You can do them if, it's still a little bit away to a stun window. Say that the Corruption Complex, for example, he's at 50% days. Well, if we pop an ultimate with Yixuan, we're gonna have it back by the time the stun window comes. And another thing to be aware of is that her days accumulation is not the greatest, which is especially true if we have to run an engine where we need to also have attack on number 6. So if you're running a very bursty type of DPS where you need the stun windows to happen fast, you might be a bit annoyed that we can't force a stun window on her like we can with certain other characters. So yeah, everybody, that's my thoughts right now on Yufu. More showcases and guides and everything like that is going to be coming up closer to her release, and I just wanted to pop in and answer some of the questions that was posted during the last video. And my job and my aim is to keep you all informed so you can make a more informed decision where to spend your resources. Alright everybody, I can feel my voice crackling, so I'll let you go. Until next time, Hako out.
Oh, I wish that you could just take it easy. Lay back, fast away, I roll.